Hello, everyone. I'm Natasha, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If you're looking to improve your English and sound more professional in your conversations, then you are definitely in the right place. In this video, we're going to explore 20 smart words that can make your English sound more polished, formal, and confident. These are the kind of words that professionals use in daily interactions, whether at work, in meetings, during interviews, or even while writing emails. Not only will you learn these words, but I'll also guide you through how to use them naturally in your everyday life. We'll include lots of practice examples and short stories to help you understand the context and usage clearly. So make sure to stay with me till the end, because by the time we're finished, you'll be able to use these words smoothly and confidently. And don't worry, this isn't going to be a boring vocabulary list. We'll take a fun and relaxed journey through everyday situations, just like a real conversation, and learn together in a meaningful way. Let's get started. The first smart word that can instantly make your English sound professional is articulate. This word is used to describe someone who speaks clearly and expresses their ideas well. For example, instead of saying he talks well, you can say, he's very articulate. It makes your sentence sound more refined. Imagine you are in a meeting and someone explains a complex idea very clearly. You can say, she articulated her point very effectively. For practice, try saying this. I want to become more articulate when I express my thoughts during presentations. Use it in your daily speech when discussing communication or explaining how someone speaks. For instance, tell yourself in the mirror, I'm working on becoming an articulate speaker. This repetition helps you remember the word and use it naturally. Another professional-sounding word is collaborate. This means to work together with someone to achieve a goal. In a workplace or group project setting, instead of saying, we worked together, say, we collaborated on the project. It adds more weight and clarity to the sentence. You can practice by using it in your daily routine. For example, say, I collaborated with my colleagues to finish the assignment before the deadline. Or if you're planning something with a friend, say, let's collaborate on this idea and make it better. These small changes add professionalism to your daily language and help you sound more confident and competent. Now, let's learn the word allocate. This word means to distribute resources, time, or responsibilities. For example, the manager allocated tasks among team members. You can use this word when talking about time or money too. I need to allocate 2 hours for studying English every evening. Or, we should allocate our budget wisely this month. Practice saying, today, I will allocate time for reading, writing, and speaking English. This not only helps improve your vocabulary, but also builds good planning habits. Another useful word is meticulous. It means showing great attention to detail. If someone does their work with extreme care and precision, you can say they are meticulous. Instead of saying, she's very careful with her work, try saying, she's meticulous in everything she does. Practice it in sentences like, I'm being meticulous while proofreading my essay. Or, he's a meticulous planner and never misses a single detail. This word is often used in professional feedback and helps describe a high standard of work. Let's look at innovative. It means introducing new and creative ideas. It's often used in business, technology, or creative fields. Instead of saying, she has new ideas, say, she's very innovative. A good sentence to practice is, Our team came up with an innovative solution to the problem. You can also say, he's known for his innovative thinking. In daily life, when you try something new in cooking or studying, say, I tried an innovative method to make learning fun. This word helps show creativity and progressiveness. The word prioritize is another smart one. It means to decide what is most important and do that first. You can say, I need to prioritize my tasks to finish everything on time. Or, we should prioritize customer feedback while updating the app. A great way to practice is to create your own to-do list and say out loud, today, I'll prioritize learning new vocabulary before watching TV. Using this word helps you stay organized and also makes your language sound more thoughtful. Next up is the word facilitate. This means to make a process or task easier. For example, the teacher facilitated the group discussion effectively. In a work setting, you might hear, technology facilitates remote communication. Practice by saying, I facilitated the meeting by preparing an agenda in advance. Or in everyday life, using voice notes facilitates my language learning. This word is often used in leadership and training environments, and it adds professionalism to your tone. The word comprehensive is also important. It means complete and covering all aspects. For instance, instead of saying she gave all the details, you can say, she provided a comprehensive explanation. Or, we need a comprehensive plan before starting this project. Practice using it in your language learning. I'm following a comprehensive English program that includes grammar, vocabulary, and speaking. Saying this shows that you are focused and serious about your progress. Another smart word to add is implement. This means to put a plan or decision into effect. For example, the company implemented a new policy last month. Or, I plan to implement a new routine for learning English. Practice by saying, I'm going to implement a daily reading habit to improve my vocabulary. This word is action-oriented and sounds more dynamic than simply saying, I will start or I will do. The next word is proficient. It means skilled or good at something. Instead of saying, I'm good at English, say, I'm proficient in English. It sounds more professional and formal. You can also say, she's proficient in using Microsoft Excel. Practice by saying, I'm working every day to become proficient in speaking English fluently. This helps you become comfortable using the word in various situations. Let's take a short practice exercise. Imagine you're preparing for a job interview. Try to say this paragraph out loud. In my previous role, I collaborated with my team to implement a new system that improved efficiency. I'm meticulous in my work, always paying attention to the smallest details. I prioritize tasks effectively and allocate my time to ensure all deadlines are met. I consider myself proficient in both written and spoken English, and I strive to be more articulate during meetings. I'm currently working on developing more innovative approaches to problem solving. This short paragraph contains multiple smart words that you've just learned, and they can be reused in many other contexts too. Let's continue exploring more smart words that can instantly elevate your English and make your conversations sound more polished. The next word is streamline. This means to simplify a process or make something more efficient. For instance, in a professional setting, you could say, we need to streamline our workflow to save time and resources. Instead of saying, let's make it easier, saying, let's streamline the process sounds more intelligent and businesslike. You can practice this by applying it to your daily tasks. For example, I streamline my morning routine to make more time for studying English. Or, I'm trying to streamline my schedule to focus on important things. This word works great when you want to express improvement or efficiency in any routine or system. Another great word is enhance. It means to improve the quality, value, or appearance of something. For example, reading English books regularly can enhance your vocabulary. Or, they're working to enhance customer satisfaction. You can use it in many daily situations like, this lighting enhances the atmosphere of the room. Or, I'm trying to enhance my speaking skills by recording myself daily. Practice saying, watching English videos with subtitles has enhanced my listening skills. Use the word when you talk about improvements, whether in learning or lifestyle. Let's now look at the word versatile. It means being able to adapt or be useful in many different ways. For example, she's a versatile employee who can manage multiple roles. Instead of saying, someone is good at many things, saying they're versatile sounds much more professional. You can also say, this tool is very versatile. I use it for writing, designing, and planning. Practice using this in your personal life. English is a versatile language that helps in travel, study, and work. Or, he's a versatile speaker who can talk about many topics with ease. Try creating daily sentences like, I want to be a versatile communicator, fluent in both formal and casual English. This mindset builds confidence in adapting to different situations. Another useful word is delegate. This means to assign tasks to others, usually when managing a group or project. It shows responsibility and leadership. You might say, the manager delegated the tasks to the team. Or, I need to learn how to delegate better so I'm not overwhelmed. In your daily life, you could say, I delegated the grocery shopping to my brother so I could focus on studying. Or, delegating responsibilities helps save time and improves teamwork. Practice by repeating this phrase. In group work, I try to delegate tasks based on each person's strengths. Now, let's explore the word coherent. This means something that is logical and makes sense. For example, her presentation was very coherent. It followed a clear structure. Or, try to make your arguments more coherent in your essay. When you're talking about communication or writing, coherent helps you describe clear and structured ideas. A daily life example. I'm practicing how to write coherent messages in English. Practice saying, I want my English sentences to sound coherent and easy to understand. This is a great word for both formal and academic environments. Another smart word is aspire. It means to aim or have a strong desire to achieve something. For example, he aspires to become a doctor. Or, I aspire to be fluent in English and travel the world. This word expresses dreams and goals in a mature and focused way. You can practice by saying, I aspire to become an excellent public speaker. Or, many people aspire to improve their professional communication. It's a motivating word that can help you express ambition in a more elegant way. Next, let's talk about the word viable. This means something that is practical or capable of working successfully. For example, we need a viable solution to this problem. Or, starting an English tutoring service online could be a viable business idea. You can also use it in daily decisions such as, studying in the evening is a more viable option for me. Practice by saying, learning English through podcasts is a viable method for me. This word is useful when evaluating plans or ideas. Another word that's frequently used in professional environments is initiative. It means the ability to take action independently. For instance, she showed great initiative by starting the project on her own. Or, I took the initiative to learn business English in my free time. You can use it in your own progress too. I'm taking the initiative to speak English daily with my friends. Practice by creating examples like, it's important to take initiative when you want to grow professionally. This word helps you express self-motivation and responsibility. Let's now talk about the word insight. This refers to a deep understanding of something. For example, he gave great insights into customer behavior. Or, the article provided insights into how language is learned. You can use this word when talking about knowledge or experience gained. In your learning journey, you might say, I gained new insights into English grammar after watching that video. Practice with, reading articles gives me valuable insights into professional vocabulary. Using this word shows depth and thoughtfulness in your communication. Another strong word is resilient. This means being able to recover from difficulties or challenges. For example, she's very resilient. She bounced back quickly after the failure. Or, being resilient is important when learning a new language. You can use it for yourself too. Even when I make mistakes in English, I stay resilient and keep trying. Practice saying, I'm becoming more resilient every time I speak English in public. This word conveys strength and determination. Let's now practice using several of these words in a small scenario. Imagine you're writing a short self-introduction for a job interview. Try saying this out loud. My name is Aisha, and I'm a resilient and articulate communicator. I aspire to grow as a team leader and have been taking the initiative to learn project management. I am meticulous in my work and aim to implement innovative ideas that streamline workflows. I'm versatile in handling tasks and always strive to gain deeper insights into any problem. I believe in allocating time wisely and continuously enhancing my skills to be more proficient and collaborative in a professional setting. Speaking this paragraph not only helps you practice vocabulary, but also builds your fluency in formal communication. Let's now take a break and think of how you can integrate these words into your daily conversations. When you speak with a friend, a colleague, or even in a casual online chat, try swapping simpler words with the ones you've learned today. Instead of saying, I want to be good at English, try saying, I aspire to become proficient in English. Instead of, I'll make it better, say, I'll enhance this idea. Even if you only change one word at a time, you're slowly building a more professional and polished speaking style. Let's continue by introducing the word evaluate. This means to carefully assess or judge something. It's often used when talking about performance, decisions, or situations. Instead of saying, check it, you can say, evaluate it. For example, before making a decision, we need to evaluate the pros and cons. Or, the teacher will evaluate our performance based on the presentation. In your English practice, you could say, I evaluate my speaking progress every week by recording myself. Another example is, I'm trying to evaluate the best time to study so I can focus better. Practice this by asking yourself daily, how can I evaluate my learning methods and improve them? Now let's talk about credible. This word means trustworthy or believable. For example, she's a credible source of information. Or, make sure the news you're reading is from a credible website. This word is useful when you're discussing sources, people, or even feedback. In your English learning, you could say, I follow credible YouTube channels to improve my vocabulary. Practice using it in your speech like this. It's important to use credible examples when writing an essay, or to learn effectively. I rely on credible teachers and study materials. Adding this word to your vocabulary can make your speech more reliable and mature. Another powerful word is negotiate. It means to discuss something in order to reach an agreement. For example, they negotiated a better salary before accepting the job. You can use it in daily life too. I negotiated with my landlord to lower the rent. It doesn't always have to be about business. It can apply to any situation where compromise is needed. In your personal life, you might say, I negotiated with my friend to switch study days. Practice this. Learning how to negotiate respectfully is a great communication skill. This word helps you speak confidently in situations where you need to settle issues or make deals. Let's add the word substantial. This means large in amount or importance. For instance, he made a substantial contribution to the project. Or, there's a substantial difference between speaking casually and speaking professionally. When talking about progress, you could say, I've made substantial improvement in my English speaking over the last 2 months. Practice using it like this. To become fluent, we need to invest a substantial amount of time in daily practice. This word replaces words like big or a lot with a more formal tone, which sounds more intelligent and refined. Next, let's learn the word relevant. It means closely connected to the topic or subject being discussed. For example, her comments were very relevant to the meeting. Or, please include only the relevant details in your email. When practicing English, you can say, I try to learn vocabulary that is relevant to my daily life. Another example could be, the movie was interesting, but not relevant to our research topic. Practice using it in your speaking by saying, I focus on relevant content that helps me improve my communication skills. This word is extremely useful in both academic and work situations. Another valuable word is clarify. It means to make something clear or easier to understand. Instead of saying, can you explain? You can say, can you clarify that? For example, I didn't understand the instructions, so I asked her to clarify them. Or, let me clarify my point so there's no confusion. Practice saying this. If I'm not clear, feel free to ask me to clarify. Or, I always clarify difficult grammar points before moving on. This word shows professionalism and a desire for clear communication, which is important in every conversation. Let's now go over the word competent. It means having the necessary ability, knowledge, or skill to do something successfully. Instead of saying, I'm good at this, you could say, I'm competent in this area. For example, he's a competent writer with excellent grammar skills. Or, she's competent in managing team projects. When talking about your language skills, say, I'm becoming more confident in speaking English every day. You can also practice this with, I want to be a confident communicator in both formal and informal settings. It's a great word to use when discussing strengths and capabilities. Now, let's use some of these words together in a short story for practice. Imagine a character named Omar who is preparing for a presentation at work. You can say, Omar is a confident project manager who always shows initiative. For the upcoming meeting, he decided to streamline the data and evaluate the results from last quarter. He used credible sources and made substantial improvements to the previous report. During the team discussion, he clarified the main points and negotiated with the stakeholders to allocate more resources. His presentation was articulate and coherent, and he received positive feedback for his relevant insights and innovative solutions. Reading this kind of paragraph aloud helps reinforce the vocabulary and trains your brain to use these words fluently and in the right context. Let's try a speaking practice exercise. Imagine you're giving feedback to a friend who asked you how to sound more professional. Try saying this out loud. To sound more professional, I think it's important to be articulate and coherent in your speech. You should also prioritize the most relevant details and be prepared to clarify anything that may seem unclear. Using smart vocabulary like articulate, clarify, evaluate, and substantial can make a big difference. I've been practicing by reading credible articles, writing down new words, and using them in daily conversations. Over time, this method has helped me become more confident and confident. Practicing this kind of monologue will improve both your fluency and your vocabulary usage. One more word you'll find incredibly useful is acquire. It means to gain or obtain something, especially knowledge or skills. For example, I acquired new vocabulary through reading. Or, you can acquire language skills by practicing every day. It sounds more refined than simply saying get or learn. Practice this by saying, I've acquired many new words since I started watching English videos. Or, my goal is to acquire strong communication skills. This word is often used in education, work, and personal development, making it very useful for a professional tone. Finally, let's practice with a daily goal-setting exercise. Try to say something like, today, I aim to acquire at least 5 new professional English words. I will evaluate my speaking by recording and listening to myself. I'll also try to clarify my ideas better during conversations and focus on using relevant vocabulary. My goal is to become a more confident speaker and enhance my confidence. With consistent effort, I believe I can make substantial improvement in just a few weeks. Saying this aloud each morning can train your brain to focus on language growth and give you confidence throughout the day. Let's now bring everything together and wrap up our journey through 20 smart words to sound more professional. Along with learning the words themselves, we've explored their meanings, their real-life usage, and we've practiced how to use them fluently in everyday and professional conversations. But before we conclude, let's take a moment to reflect on how you can keep practicing these words to build long-term confidence and fluency. One of the best methods to reinforce your learning is through repetition and daily usage. Don't just memorize these words, use them actively in your life. When you're writing an email, Think of whether you can use words like clarify, coherent, or implement. When you're talking to a friend, try to sneak in enhance, evaluate, or credible. Even small, casual moments can become opportunities to practice. For example, if you're planning your day, say to yourself, I need to prioritize my study sessions. And allocate enough time to practice speaking. Or, if you're watching a documentary, tell yourself afterward, that was a very insightful and comprehensive explanation. This kind of mental engagement is what turns passive vocabulary into active language skills. Now, let's practice with one more scenario. Imagine you're attending a professional seminar and someone asks you to introduce yourself. You might say, hello, I'm Sarah. I'm currently working as a content manager, and I consider myself a resilient and articulate communicator. I'm always eager to enhance my skills and take initiative in projects. I've collaborated with diverse teams and implemented new strategies to streamline our content production process. I believe in being meticulous and ensuring that all my work is both coherent and credible. I aspire to take on leadership roles where I can evaluate ideas effectively and contribute substantial value to the team. This kind of introduction not only sounds polished, but also shows that you're confident and professional. You can also create your own daily practice routine using the words we've discussed. Start with writing a few sentences each day using any 5 of the smart words you've learned. Read them out loud. To build your speaking fluency, you might say, today, I want to be more articulate during my English conversation group. I will try to be versatile and contribute innovative ideas. I'll take the initiative to lead a small part of the discussion and evaluate my performance afterward. If I make mistakes, I'll stay resilient and keep improving. Just one paragraph a day like this can dramatically increase your comfort and confidence with using high-level vocabulary. To make your learning even more interactive, record yourself speaking these words. Then, listen back and identify how you can improve your pronunciation or intonation. Shadowing is another excellent practice, where you repeat after a speaker using smart words, mimicking their speed and rhythm. For instance, you can find short English speeches or podcasts that use words like articulate, implement, or clarify and repeat after them. It's not just about saying the word, it's about owning the tone, the pace, and the confidence. Another powerful tip is to write a short journal every evening, reflecting on your day, but make it your goal to include at least 5 smart words. You might write, today, I collaborated with my classmate on a project. We had to allocate our time wisely and prioritize the most important points. I tried to be articulate while presenting, and I think I was quite coherent. Afterward, our teacher gave us valuable insights on how to enhance our work. Over time, this habit will strengthen not only your vocabulary, but also your writing and self-expression skills. It's also helpful to test yourself regularly. Make flashcards with the smart words on one side and their definitions and example sentences on the other. Every morning, go through a few cards and then challenge yourself to use those words during the day. Keep it practical. Use them when chatting with a friend, writing social media captions, or even thinking to yourself. Language learning is not only about what you know, but what you can recall and use fluently in the moment. Remember, the goal of using smart words isn't to impress people with difficult vocabulary. It's to express your ideas clearly confidently, and professionally. It's about sounding more mature and polished in your communication. It's about being someone who others listen to because your words are chosen thoughtfully and spoken with clarity. Whether you're giving a presentation, attending an interview, or just chatting in English, these words help you build that impression. To quickly review, here are the 20 smart words you've learned in this video. Articulate, collaborate, allocate, meticulous, innovative, prioritize, facilitate, comprehensive, implement, proficient, streamline, enhance, versatile, delegate, coherent, aspire, viable, initiative, insight, and resilient. We also explored bonus words like evaluate, credible, negotiate, substantial, relevant, clarify, competent, and acquire. Each one adds something powerful to your communication, whether it's confidence, clarity, leadership, or intelligence. Now, let's do one final practice together. I'll say a short story, using as many smart words as possible, and I encourage you to repeat it out loud with me or after me. Here we go. Last year, I aspired to become more proficient in English. I created a comprehensive learning plan and allocated time every day to study. I collaborated with language partners online and implemented shadowing techniques to improve fluency. Over time, I became more articulate and coherent when speaking. I also acquired the habit of writing short daily reflections using relevant vocabulary. By staying resilient and evaluating my progress weekly, I noticed a substantial improvement. Now, I feel more confident using professional words in meetings and presentations. It wasn't easy, but I took the initiative, practiced consistently, and enhanced my speaking skills in ways I never imagined. Congratulations for making it through this video and taking the time to invest in your language growth. You've not only learned new words, but also practiced how to think and speak like a professional. Keep using these smart words in your daily conversations, writing, and thinking. The more you use them, the more natural they will become. Thank you for watching and learning with me today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to English in Minutes so you can continue improving your English every single day. We post new content regularly to help you grow your vocabulary, build fluency, and gain the confidence to speak English in any situation. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and keep speaking smart English.